Hi, I'm Julie McCluskey, Director of Communications and Community Engagement with Summit School District. And I'm here today with another Summit School Spotlight. We're going to be talking about English language development and the instruction that we're providing our English language learners in Summit County. I'm joined today by Kathy Beck, our principal at Dillon Valley Elementary, and Liz Pursley, our English language development coordinator and instructional coach, which is quite a mouthful. So Liz, let's start with you. Tell us about English language development. What is that and what does it look like in Summit schools?
English language development is provided to any student who's identified as an English language learner. And we used to think of that as English as a second language, but many of our students are learning English as a second, third, even a fourth language.
Wow. How many languages are spoken in Summit School District? 25
different languages.
That's incredible. I think most of our community is aware that we have a lot of Spanish speakers here in Summit County as well as in our school district. But to hear that we have 25 other languages is impressive. I know that we have children from all over the world, and I can imagine what that must be like in our schools to have so many languages spoken.
Very exciting for the teachers, for the students, for themselves to learn from other students. Very exciting.
I like that. Thank you. I would agree. I think that multiculturalism, international mindedness that we promote through our IB program, International Baccalaureate program, is really strengthened by having students from diverse backgrounds. So tell us a little bit about the demographics of our students in the schools. How many are English language learners, and what are their abilities? Where are they at in the process of learning English?
Right now we have close to just over 1,000 identified English language learners in the district, which is about 30% of our population.
Wow.
And their language proficiencies range anywhere from non-English proficient all the way up to fluent English proficient.
And how long does it take, Liz, to get from not speaking any of the language to really being fluent in the classroom and being able to work with a teacher or work with other students in English?
It can take approximately 5 to 7 years, sometimes a little bit longer, but 5 to 7 years. And we think about those students who are at the lower level, they progress faster than those that are at the higher levels.
Wow. That certainly then a first grader who's just learning English, by the time they leave first grade, they still have a long way to go in learning English.
Absolutely, and when we consider our secondary students coming in with no English and where they have to go to meet graduation requirements, that's a huge task for them.
I bet. A lot, not only learning the subject matter,
absolutely,
the curriculum, but also learning everything else.
Both at the same time.
Tell me, what is the process or approach in instruction? How do we help these students learn English? And for many of us that, folks out in the community who aren't in a classroom or don't have children in the district, give them a sense of just how a student starts to learn English and what that looks like for them.
For newcomers, they're provided individual classes where they are working strictly on language development, but that's only for a portion of their day. For the rest of the day, they're immersed in English-speaking classrooms where instruction occurs in English, and the teacher is expected to deliver instruction according to the student's level of language proficiency.
Wow, that could be a challenge, I'm sure.
Very much so. If you have 20 to 25 students in your classroom and you're thinking about everybody's needs, and to address all those needs, it is a challenge.
And I know we have a number of different instructional programs and models that are currently used in the district, co-teaching. We're going to talk in just a moment with Kathy about our dual language program, certainly TPRS. I know there are a variety of ways that we are helping our kids learn. I think the most exciting, and I'll let you talk about the recent award that Summit School District received because of our success with English language learners.
We just received the ELPA award, which is the English Language Proficiency Act, and this was a bill reenacted by Colorado legislation in May of 2014, and what it does is recognizes 10 districts in the state of Colorado whose students have shown growth in language as well as academic success, and
Great.
for those students who have exited the program who are still demonstrating that academic success.
That's impressive. I know that we were one of only 10 districts in the state out of 178 districts to receive this award. And I certainly an honor, and congratulations to you and your entire team, all of the teachers in the school district who are working with English language learners and helping them grow. I understand there was a cash award that came with the recognition. What will those dollars go to for next year or this year?
Most of those dollars are going to go for professional development for the teachers. There are 3 areas that we've identified that we need more professional development, and that's the alignment of the English language development standards to our Common Core standards, as well as academic vocabulary. We want to do some instructions so teachers have the ability to identify academic vocabulary as well as explicitly instruct it to the students. And then the other one is strategies, where we can support our language learners as well as all students. The strategies we'll be working on are called Kagan strategies, and they're for all students. And we identified those. The director of curriculum, Robin O'Meara, and I went around and met with all the administrators in the district, asked them what they needed, and those were the identified needs.
Awesome. Well, it's great to see resources coming into a program that's already proving to be successful. Congratulations. Kathy, when we talk about the learning that's happening for both kids, I'm thinking about myself. And just when I've been in another country and I'm trying to understand another language, when it is explained to me in English, then I grasp.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense to me. Tell me about some of the achievement you've seen with students in the past couple of years. I know we're very excited about some of the awards that Dillon Valley has won, but what exactly do those awards mean? What's happening with students?
Well, we have been fortunate enough to have an amazing staff, and I give them all the credit. We've won the Governor's Distinguished Award for Growth for the last 4 years in a row. And basically what that says is that our children are growing at very high rates, and they are compared against where they were the previous year, and they're compared to children that are in the same sort of cohort such as they are. But they are making more than a year's growth. You know, many of our children don't start at the same starting place as others. And these children need to make more than a year's growth to catch up, and they're doing it at Dillon Valley. So we're very proud of that. We also were very excited. We were named one of the top 4 dual language schools in the nation. And the award was given to us by the International Spanish Academy. We were invited, Dr. Pace and I, to go accept the award at the Spanish Embassy in Washington, D.C. It was just an amazing experience. We had to fill out an application and really speak in an in-depth manner about what we do at Dillon Valley, and we had to send a video, and it was a very extensive application packet, but we were pleased we were chosen as one of the top 4. So that was great for my whole school, my community, my staff. We were thrilled to death. Great acknowledgement.
We are too. And it's great to see something as unique as dual language be as effective as it is.
Yes.
How many years now have we had the program at Dillon Valley?
Well, our children that started, and they were the very first group, we started 1 grade at a time, so we started in kindergarten. Those children are now 9th graders.
That's
so
exciting.
It's been in its existence 9 years. I would give credit to also Dr. Gail Jones-Westerberg, who was the principal at the time, and what an amazing job she did with the whole team. Shelly Martinez, Leslie Davison, Kendra Carpenter, really getting this off the ground. It's not an easy thing to change to a dual language school, and they just did a remarkable job.
That is wonderful. Yes, I know that we have now expanded dual language into the middle school as well as the high school, so that those students can continue with their learning in both languages in a select number of courses, not in every class, but so they can at least continue.
Yeah, they take a core content, some kind of class in Spanish. At the middle school, they take a technology course in Spanish.
Great.
And then they also have a select Spanish course that is made especially for them. And then same thing at the high school. They're taking select content classes in Spanish as well as a Spanish class. So that just keeps them current and helps them continue to acquire the language and expand their acquisition.
That's awesome. Well, again, congratulations. Congratulations, Liz. It's exciting to see the programs start to really show results and show that our kids are achieving at such high levels.
They're doing really well.
We're going to be joined in just a minute by Sharon Aguiar from Colorado Mountain College, who will talk about our partnership in Summit Schools with family literacy and English as a second language at Colorado Mountain College. Hi, I'm Julie McCluskey, Director of Communications and Community Engagement for Summit School District. And today we're talking about English language development, our program in Summit Schools, and also our great partnership with Colorado Mountain College. I'm joined by Kathy Beck, our principal at Dillon Valley Elementary, and Sharon Aguiar, who is the goddess of ESL programs at Colorado Mountain College. Tell us, Sharon, about your role at CMC, and maybe even just a little bit about CMC for our viewers.
Colorado Mountain College is a community college on the western slope of Colorado. There are 10 campuses in rural communities.
Great.
And it's an open enrollment college.
What does that mean?
So that means that when students enroll and the college meets them wherever they are. So
great.
If they need English language development or their GED or some kind of pre-college development, we offer those classes as well as college level classes.
That's terrific. So we're talking about adult learners.
Exactly.
Who may not have even finished high school. They can go to CMC to be able to complete that high school education, their GED, and then continue on to be able to get a credential or a degree.
Exactly.
Right? That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell us about English language learning at CMC.
So English language learning, we still call it ESL, actually.
Do you?
Yeah. But we
English as a second language,
we do,
right? Okay,
even though,
right.
as Liz said, for many students, English is the second or third or fourth language.
Right.
We offer 5 levels of English language classes on various schedules. So 2 nights a week we offer all the levels. We also offer the classes 2 mornings a week. And then we offer programs like family literacy, where children can accompany their parents to classes. And we do those classes in the morning and now on site at 2 elementary schools in the school district.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
So before we talk about family literacy, and I do want to get into those programs, to have that many levels of English language learning available to our community. Do you see a lot of enrollment? Do you have many students?
Oh, we do. At least 150 students per semester.
That's terrific.
So, and we do offer 3 semesters of classes.
Every year? Okay. So you offer classes over the summer as well?
Yes.
Wonderful. That is terrific.
Yeah.
What a nice resource. And for any of our viewers who are interested in improving their English language skills, certainly a great avenue for learning. What are some of the languages that you see your students speaking, Sharon? We all assume that Spanish, is what we have here in Summit County, but I know there's more.
Spanish speakers are definitely our largest group of English language learners. I would say 80 to 85% of our adult students are Spanish first language speakers.
Okay.
And then after that, all the languages you have in the district, obviously. So
the parents of all of our kids, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Fulani, French, Mandarin, Polish,
all over the world.
Many other languages make up the rest. But it's a very international population and a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoy it. So, family literacy. How long has CMC been offering family literacy, and what does that mean, family literacy? What are we talking about, Sharon?
We believe that family literacy has been a joint effort between Colorado Mountain College and the school district since about 1993.
Oh, that's terrific.
When we first saw the explosion of English language learners in the district. So we've done it at various schools. We do offer family literacy 2 mornings a week on campus in Dillon at CMC.
Wonderful.
And then currently we're offering classes at Upper Blue Elementary, and we're about to start again at Dillon Valley Elementary. with family literacy. What family literacy is it's 4 components. So there's adult education. In this case, it will be adults improving their English language communication and literacy.
Good.
And something else that we'll talk about now. In a minute.
Okay.
I'm talking about the 4 components. Children's education. So some kind of children's class where meaningful learning activities happen.
Nice.
And schools can decide what that is, if kids need homework help or if they need more reading development or what that is. There's also parenting education.
Great.
And then there's PACT, which is parent and child together time. And that's a time during the class where parents and kids come together with the teachers and do some kind of activity together as a family to promote literacy, and then hopefully go home, be a model for something that families can do at home to help their kids with their literacy development.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too.
It's a great experience, and I think too for our students to see their parents as learners and to be engaged with them on, you know, something like English language development. It sounds really exciting.
Yeah, all the research really supports this model of family learning, and we know from experience that our students who are parents will say again and again that their children are their primary motivation to increase their literacy, to increase their English language communication skills, because they want to help their kids in school. They really do. And that takes confidence and that takes skills.
Sure. I really appreciate that. Kathy, from your perspective, what does this mean to the Dillon Valley community to have a family literacy program?
Oh, it means everything. We kind of have a mantra at Dillon Valley. We say education is like a 3-legged stool. And the school is 1 leg, and the children are a leg, and the parents are the 3rd leg, and all legs have equal responsibility, but just different responsibility. So this model fits beautifully with what we believe about education. We are so excited to be able to offer and to partner with CMC to offer these classes. We're offering classes not only in English, but we're also offering an adult basic literacy in just learning to read and becoming more literate as adults. And I think we have some of our population that will very much take advantage of this. But what a great role model these parents will be for their children. We engage in other components of the family literacy. We have parenting classes. We expect our parents at Dillon Valley to be very involved with their children's education. So this just gives them an extra tool to really understand how to further help their children. I know the family literacy model thinks that and believes that parents are their children's first teacher.
Yes.
And so we want to equip them to be that great first teacher and make everything a learning experience, from going to the grocery store to just a ride in the car. So we're thrilled and so appreciative to CMC to partner with us to be able to offer these wonderful skills and classes for our population, our parents.
I thank you, Kathy. You said it so well, and I certainly echo that this partnership is incredibly valuable to our students and to our parents, but to the entire community. When we can support the families here in Summit County, it makes all of us just that much stronger, that much better.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you to CMC.
Oh, thank you, Dillon Valley.
Absolutely.
Sharon, anything else you'd like to add about English language development at CMC, or the future of family literacy here in the county, or any other ideas you have just for our community about ways they can support or get involved?
Oh, wow.
Maybe not.
Well, gosh. Our registration starts next week.
Awesome.
We do love volunteers.
Great.
And
maybe spread the word if you know people that would be interested, whether it's Spanish speakers. We have a whole population at Dillon Valley from Uzbekistan and Russia, and so help spread the word if you know anybody that would love to brush up on their English skills or their reading skills.
Yeah.
Certainly that would be helpful as
well. Thank you. That's
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, we really believe that that the participation that people are able to have in their community when they have English language skills and literacy skills, it just our community vitality, our employee base, it's just it makes us really strong.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
So.
Thank you. Well said. We will be back in just a moment to talk more about the English Language Development Program here in Summit School District, as well as Silverthorne Elementary School. Hi, I'm Julie McCluskey, Director of Communications and Community Engagement for Summit School District, and we're here today talking about English language development in Summit schools. I'm joined by Liz Pursley, our English Language Development Program Coordinator for the district, and Susan Marr, our English Language Development Teacher Specialist Wizard at Silverthorne Elementary School. And Susan, let's start with you. We've talked with Kathy Beck a little bit about the dual language program at Dillon Valley Elementary. Silverthorne Elementary doesn't have the dual language program, but is also seeing great success in English language acquisition, English language development. Tell us a little bit about the model that Silverthorne is using and how our kids are learning there.
Last school year, we transitioned into a co-teaching model for English language development. So instead of the students coming to a place, they're actually all in the classroom, and I go into the classrooms. And what that essentially looks like is I co-plan with the grade level team, so whether it be 3 or 2 classroom teachers for that grade level, we all sit down once a week for the entire planning time, which is about an hour, and we co-plan lessons for the entire week. So all of us are brainstorming and strategizing for kids at all different levels and differentiating and scaffolding lessons along the way, and thinking about vocabulary, thinking about language structures, thinking about the activities that are needed to learn in order for all the kids to best meet their needs.
So just so I capture this right, instead of pulling our students that are learning English outside of their normal math class, normal reading class, normal social studies or humanities class, all the students are staying together for the day, and they are talking with each other in that classroom. You're in there helping those students, supporting those students with their English language as the teacher is teaching the content. Does that sound right?
Correct.
Okay.
So I may ask, when we're co-planning, I may ask some questions such as, well, what types of activities are the students going to do in order to learn the concepts and the content, as well as the vocabulary needed to access the content, because we want all students to be accessing grade level content.
Great. So you're really a part of that, helping the teacher teach the material to the students in a more effective way, particularly if they're a language learner.
Well, we all collaborate effectively together, and I think that is what is really a big component of the whole co-teaching model, because it's really invigorating, it's really energizing, and we're just constantly bouncing ideas off of each other. So I might give one idea and somebody else might say, well, let's just change it a little bit this way. And everybody's like, yeah, this is great. And we implement it, and we reflect on the lessons quite frequently when we come back to the co-planning after implementation, and it's been very exciting.
That's great. And I want to talk about, you have a really strong team at Silverthorne Elementary School.
We do.
And I know a number of the teachers are participating in a master's program around family involvement, family engagement. Tell us a little bit about that.
There are many of us at Silverthorne Elementary who are in a master's program through UC Boulder. And this past semester we did have a class on family, community, and school partnership.
Great. What does that mean for Silverthorne Elementary School?
Well, it's about connecting and communicating and coordinating with the school, families, and the community, and finding ways to involve those 3 groups, if you will, working together to meet the needs of the students.
Excellent. Very much the way Kathy Beck talks about her 3-legged stool. The teachers and staff, the students, the families, that it takes all 3
yes.
To really deliver a quality education. I also know that Silverthorne has some great community partnerships around reading and literacy programs. What are you doing that's special at Silverthorne?
This year we have a school-wide reading program, so we have many community members and family members coming in to our school and reading to the students at certain times throughout the day, as well as collecting minutes that the students are reading each week, and we have a graph in the hall that the kids are looking at on a daily basis and seeing who's got this many minutes read in each grade, so it's pretty exciting. Everybody's doing a great job in the school-wide reading program.
That's nice. And I like that we have community volunteers coming in and helping to support those students. That's certainly one of the greatest strengths of Summit County, is that we have so many volunteers, parents, and just community members who want to give back. And nice to hear that they're coming in and helping.
It's great. It's nice to see everyone. Yes.
So Susan, you were a part of our cultural proficiency team right from the very start, about 5 or 6 years ago, when we started talking about the importance of cultural proficiency in the district. And really, cultural proficiency is us adapting how we're teaching to help students from a variety of backgrounds, a variety of traditions, a variety of languages, helping them access the content, the curriculum, the materials. Liz, can you talk a little bit about what cultural proficiency is in the district and why it's important to English language development?
Well, as we talked about earlier, there are 25 different languages spoken, and it's not just about language, it's about their race, ethnicity, and the culture. And we talk about instructing the students. I think about what I can learn from those students that's going to help me teach them.
I like that. A little bit, as Kathy was saying, when a student can access the content in their native language, or maybe even their native culture, it's that much richer and deeper for them. The learning is better, it's better quality, higher quality. I appreciate that the efforts the district is making around cultural proficiency really does make a difference for student learning. Currently, we have a cultural proficiency team. Susan, you were a part of that for a number of years. Talk a little bit just about some of the activities that group has done in the past and even what they're currently up to.
In the past, we have brought in different types of activities with the staff, and then that was brought into the classrooms in terms of teaching about different cultures and where we all come from, and the diversity that we all bring is a strength, and how to incorporate that into the classrooms.
Yeah, it's been certainly the backbone, maybe even, of the International Baccalaureate program, when we can talk about one another's backgrounds and the diversity that we have in the district, be able to share that and think in a more global perspective, talk about issues or learn in ways that are not just narrow and don't recognize the diversity we have. Anything you'd add to that, Liz, about the work that the Cultural Proficiency team has done or is doing currently?
They are providing a tremendous amount of resources. I looked at the website recently, and there are so many resources there for our classroom teachers, administrators to take advantage of to support the students in their learning.
Oh, thank you. Excellent point. We do have, and not just for our teachers, but certainly a priority for us, but also our parents and our community members.
Absolutely.
Ways they can better understand how to help students learn, regardless of their differences or their background. Well, thank you, Liz. Thank you, Susan. This has been a great conversation. To learn more about English language development in Summit School District, please visit our website or feel free to reach out and contact us at our central office. And thank you for joining us today for a Summit School District Spotlight.